A few years ago, something started happening with our enterprise clients. They weren't just asking for faster integrations anymore. They were demanding sub-millisecond performance. They were experiencing data loss during peak traffic hours. They were watching transactions disappear because traditional middleware simply couldn't keep up. We saw client after client, major retailers, high-volume traders, Fortune 500 companies, all facing the same problem. Their data wasn't flowing fast enough, and they came to us with a challenge: solve this or we lose customers and revenue. Here's the shocking truth: stop letting slow middleware destroy your NetSuite performance. Most enterprise connectors are bottlenecks waiting to happen, but today I'm showing you how to bypass them entirely. We ditched traditional platforms for a bare metal Rust approach in AWS Lambda to achieve true sub-millisecond data processing. This is the story of how we completely rebuilt the SCG Lightning Connector v3, why we made that decision, and the absolutely mind-blowing results we achieved. Let me show you exactly what we built. This is SCG Lightning Connector v3.0, our answer to the enterprise latency crisis. We're not talking about incremental improvements here. We're talking about a complete paradigm shift in how NetSuite integration is done. Notice these numbers: 0.8 milliseconds P50 latency, 128 megabytes memory footprint. These aren't marketing claims. These are actual, measured performance metrics from production environments serving enterprise clients at scale. And that tagline, "Experience matters," that's not just a slogan. After hundreds of enterprise implementations, we've learned that the right technology choices can make or break an integration. Today, I'm going to show you why Rust was the only choice for this rebuild. Let's talk about the problem we were solving. Traditional REST APIs for NetSuite were adding 200 to 500 milliseconds of overhead. In high-frequency trading environments, that's not just slow, that's catastrophic. Look at this transaction loss during peak hours: 15 to 20% gone, vanished. For a client doing 100,000 transactions an hour, that's 15 to 20,000 transactions lost. The financial impact? $50,000 to $200,000 per major outage. And here's the real kicker: the gap between what enterprises needed and what traditional solutions could deliver. They needed sub-millisecond processing. They were getting multi-second delays. This wasn't just a performance issue. This was a business-critical problem. So why couldn't traditional solutions handle this? Let me show you the fundamental flaw. First, JVM-based solutions, Java, Scala, they're memory hungry. We're talking 512 megabytes minimum, and that memory bloats as garbage collection kicks in. And those GC pauses, 50 to 200 milliseconds of complete stop the world. In sub-millisecond requirements, that's an eternity. Then there's the iPaaS solutions, Boomi, MuleSoft, the big names. They add their own overhead on top. We measured 150 to 200 milliseconds of additional latency. Their throughput, 1,000 requests per second max. Our enterprise clients needed 10 times that. And cold starts, 2 to 5 seconds for traditional Lambda functions. In a real-time trading environment, waiting 5 seconds for your connector to warm up is simply unacceptable. Something had to change. This is where we made our technology choice. And let me tell you, it wasn't an easy decision. We looked at every option, but the data was undeniable. Look at this performance comparison. Rust, 0.8 milliseconds P50. Java, 250 milliseconds. Go, 180 milliseconds. Python, 320 milliseconds. That's not just better, that's 2 orders of magnitude faster than Java, 3 orders faster than Python. But speed isn't everything. Memory matters too. Rust, 128 megabytes. JVM solutions, 512 megabytes or more. That's 4 times the memory footprint. In serverless, memory equals cost. We're saving 75% on memory alone. And here's the killer feature. Rust gives us memory safety without garbage collection. Zero GC pauses, compile time guarantees that catch errors before runtime, strong typing that prevents entire classes of bugs. We're getting C-level performance with modern safety features. Tokio's async runtime, let's just say it handles concurrency in ways JVM thread pools can only dream of. We're talking thousands of concurrent requests on a single Lambda instance. This was the only technology that could meet our requirements. Now, let me show you how we built this. We didn't just use Rust. We engineered a bare metal solution optimized for exactly one thing: maximum throughput with minimum latency. Tokio's async runtime is the foundation here. We're using async await with zero-cost futures, non-blocking I/O across thousands of concurrent connections. And here's the thing, we're handling over 10,000 concurrent requests on a single Lambda instance. No thread pools, no context switching overhead, pure async efficiency. Then there's Serde for serialization. We optimized our data structures and got a 70% reduction in payload size. That means 70% less data transferring between AWS and NetSuite. Less data equals faster equals cheaper. This code right here, this async pattern, it's doing in a single thread what a JVM solution would need dozens of threads to attempt. And we're doing it with a stable 128 megabyte memory footprint. No bloat, no leaks, just pure, predictable performance. We didn't just write Rust code. We architected the entire serverless infrastructure around it. AWS Lambda was the obvious choice, but we had to solve the cold start problem. Traditional Lambda cold starts, 2 to 5 seconds. Unacceptable. With AWS SnapStart, we're under 100 milliseconds. That's a 90% improvement in cold start time. In high-frequency trading, that's the difference between success and failure. Look at this auto-scaling. We can scale from 0 to 10,000 concurrent instances instantly. Horizontal scaling, vertical scaling, it's all automatic. And here's the beautiful part. We're paying 20 cents per million requests. Compared to traditional server-based solutions, we're saving 85% on infrastructure costs. The architecture is elegant in its simplicity. API gateway to Rust Lambda to NetSuite. No bloated middleware layers, no unnecessary hops. Just the most direct path from request to response, optimized for maximum performance.
But we didn't stop at the infrastructure. We optimized every layer of the stack. That's why we moved to NetSuite's GraphQL endpoints. Look at this query. We're only requesting the fields we need: name, email, balance. No full object hierarchy, no unnecessary data. This is field-level selection, and it's a game changer. REST API payload, 50 kilobytes. GraphQL payload with our optimization, 8 kilobytes. That's an 84% reduction in payload size. We're transferring 1/6 the data for the same information, 70% bandwidth savings, 40% faster response times. And because we're using GraphQL, our query complexity is linear, ON, instead of the quadratic ON squared complexity we saw with REST. This isn't just optimization, it's fundamental architectural improvement.
Now, let me show you the complete architecture. This is the SCG Lightning Connector in production, serving our enterprise clients. NetSuite on one side, connected via Rust Lambda in AWS, connecting to Shopify, BigCommerce, Klaviyo on the other. This is bidirectional synchronization. Orders, customers, inventory, products flowing in both directions, in real time with sub-millisecond latency. And look at this error handling. Exponential backup for retries, dead letter queued for failed requests, CloudWatch monitoring, X-ray tracing, complete observability. We're not just fast, we're reliable. Our error rate is under 0.01%. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, the actual benchmarks. These aren't theoretical numbers. These are from our production environment under real-world load. P50 latency, 0.8 milliseconds. P95, 2.3 milliseconds. P99, 4.1 milliseconds. In the world of enterprise integration, these numbers are unprecedented. We're talking about consistent, predictable performance at the sub-millisecond level. And throughput? 12,500 requests per second, sustained. Not peak, sustained. We're handling 10,000 concurrent connections without breaking a sweat. Compare that to traditional REST API at 250 milliseconds. That's 312 times slower. iPaaS solutions at 150 to 200 milliseconds. That's 65 to 250 times slower. We're not just beating the competition, we're in a completely different performance category. This isn't incremental improvement. This is a generational leap in performance. And these numbers? They're repeatable, measurable, and proven in production. But performance means nothing if it's not efficient. Let me show you our resource utilization. Peak CPU usage? 45% per Lambda instance. We're not maxing out our resources. We're running efficiently, leaving headroom for spikes. Memory footprint? A stable 128 megabytes. Remember, JVM solutions need 512 megabytes or more. That's 4 times the memory for the same workload. And look at this. Over 24 hours, JVM memory bloats to over a gigabyte. Rust? Stable, predictable, no leaks. And the cost impact? 20 cents per 1 million requests. Traditional server-based solutions? Over $1. We're saving 85% on infrastructure costs, while delivering vastly superior performance. Look at this 24-hour consistency test. No memory leaks, no performance degradation. Latency stays consistent, throughput remains stable. We ran this for days and the performance never wavered. This is the kind of reliability enterprise clients demand. No garbage collection pauses, no memory bloat, no unpredictable behavior. Just stable, predictable, sub-millisecond performance, 24/7, 365. So what's next? This architecture isn't just for NetSuite. We're applying this same Rust-based approach to other slow SaaS APIs. Salesforce, Shopify, BigCommerce, Klaviyo, HubSpot, Marketo, ServiceNow, these are all next on our roadmap. The same sub-millisecond performance, the same reliability, the same cost efficiency applied across the entire enterprise integration landscape. By Q1 2026, we'll have 6 additional connectors live. Custom Rust SDKs for enterprise clients that need bespoke solutions. We're building an entire platform of lightning-fast, Rust-powered integrations. And here's what I mean by future-proofing. Rust's strong typing, zero-cost abstractions, no runtime dependencies. This code will be maintainable for years. We're not building on shaky foundations. We're building on technology that will scale and evolve with our clients' needs. We're challenging the industry standard of bloated middleware. We're prioritizing performance and reliability over ease of development. And we're proving that with the right engineering, you can have both. So what does this all mean? Why should you care about Rust and AWS Lambda and sub-millisecond latency? Because in enterprise integration, experience matters. We've been doing this for over a decade. We've seen what works and what doesn't. We've learned from hundreds of implementations across every industry vertical. We're not just claiming to be faster, we're guaranteeing it. 100 times faster than traditional integration. That's not marketing. That's what our benchmarks prove, what our production environments deliver, what our enterprise clients experience every day. The SCG Lightning Connector isn't just another integration tool. It's a statement about what's possible when you refuse to accept the status quo. It's about prioritizing performance over convenience, about engineering excellence over quick fixes. And it's about our clients, enterprise organizations who trust us with their most critical data flows. They chose us because we don't compromise, because we deliver results that others said were impossible. Here's the reality. The NetSuite integration landscape is changing. Traditional middleware is becoming obsolete. Sub-millisecond performance is becoming a requirement, not a luxury. If you're still struggling with slow integrations, if you're watching transactions disappear during peak hours, if you're paying too much for performance that doesn't meet your needs, we should talk. Visit us at SeibertConsulting.com. Email us at hello@seibertconsulting.com. Let's discuss how the SCG Lightning Connector can transform your NetSuite integration performance. Remember, experience matters. And at SCG, we're not just building connectors, we're building the future of enterprise integration, one sub-millisecond transaction at a time. I'm Paul Seibert. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe for more technical deep dives from the SCG team.